Colosseum, Rome. The Roman Colosseum is a tremendous amphitheater, the embodiment of both the grandeur and cruelty of the great Roman Empire. Capable of seating 50,000 spectators, the Colosseum hosted spectacular games that included gladiator exhibitions, fights between animals, executions, and, strangely enough, naval battles. Untold thousands of humans and animals met their ends within one of the most popular attractions in Rome. Located just east of the entrance to the Roman Forum, the swarms of tourists and honking of cars make the Roman Colosseum hard to miss. It is a staple of any sightseeing journey through the busiest streets of Rome, and a ticket to view its grandeur can often be bought in conjunction with a tour of nearby Palatine Hill. The Colosseum's name is derived from a bronze colossus of Nero that once stood nearby, though it disappeared sometime during the Middle Ages and has largely been forgotten. Construction was begun by Emperor Vespasian and completed by his sons in the late 1st century. The arena floor was covered with sand to soak the blood shed by those humans and animals unlucky enough to find themselves in its center. Its elliptical shape kept the players from retreating to corner and allowed the spectators to be closer to the action than a circular arena would allow. The design of the Colosseum in Rome has influenced nearly every modern venue. Seating was divided in different sections. The first level of seating was restricted for Roman Senate and included the emperor's private box. The section above the podium was for lower Roman aristocrats. The third level was divided itself into 3 sections. The best of these was reserved for wealthy citizens, the upper part for the poor, and a third, wooden section was left for lower class women. The Roman Colosseum incorporated a number of passageways that opened into a tier of seats so that the entire structure, one of the largest tourist attractions in Rome, even then could fill in 15 minutes and be evacuated even quicker. A day of festivities at the Roman Colosseum usually opened with a series of wild animal matches. Tigers, lions, elephants, and even giraffes would fight each other, or humans, or both. Midday brought the morbid spectacle of public executions before the main gladiator matches. Depending on the day's structure, however, sometimes these events would be combined into one long chaotic battle. Leaning Tower of Pisa, Italy. Located in Campo dei Miracoli, the history of the Leaning Tower of Pisa is equally strange. Beginning in 1173 as a bell tower for Pisa's cathedral, it wasn't until 5 years later that it began to tilt downward just after the 3rd floor was completed. As it turned out, the tower was built upon a dense clay mixture. It was not nearly strong a bell tower, and construction was halted for nearly 100 years. Architects hoped that allowing the soil to settle would stabilize the Leaning Tower of Pisa, Italy. Plus, the city decided to refocus its energy to the war with nearby Genoa that they had become embroiled in. 100 years later, the crooked history of the Leaning Tower of Pisa took another step forward as architect Giovanni di Simone completed 4 more floors. These rose into the sky at an angle too, in a misguided attempt to compensate lean. Finally, in 1872, the bell chain was attached to the top and the tower was gratefully left alone until the 9th century. giving it the shape realized in so many ceramic leaning tower of Pisa souvenirs across the world. Thankfully, combinations of counterweights, excavated soil and slings have finally stabilized one of the most famous buildings in the world. It was reopened in 2001 for tourists to view. Climbing to the top of the tower is one of the activities in Italy. And for good reason. It's not often you get to climb the architectural peculiarity in the world. The panoramic view of the city is not too bad either, and you can purchase a ceramic leaning tower of Pisa in a gift shop to take with you forever. With seemingly endless mountains blanketed in bright white snow, religion, envy a law to prevent pollution and maintain a pristine environment. The Peninsula, Switzerland, seems to live at a possibility in this one aspect. The country is its peace and happening. Peace. This aspect seems to be land action of the country has a big reputation, from Swiss armies to delicious chocolates and sumptuous cheeses. No exports enjoyed all around the globe. The wealthy, jet-setting types will offer stylish and hip skiers like St. Reeds are well known for glitz the world. More than 100 in total tour activities, along with from hiking to cycling to fragrant meadows. Visitors have long popular country that, in many ways, pioneered for decades from patches to ski spots, cars, getaways, and city spots, and now visitors from them in for more. Still in Tota, the careless with these and Riviera-esque accommodations. Its route and Ming Yachting marking our lake for wasteland. In the more resort, Switzerland has a great way to get value for money. Hotels or shop, assortment of interest available choose can also include most good and exciting holiday.